Okay, here's the warm-up for Algebra 1, Blocks 3 and 7. So here we have 4 problems. The first one deals with function notation and knowing how to use function notation and evaluate using function notation. This would be outcome number 17, which is what your quiz is on today, and including outcome number 18, which are problems 2, 3, and 4, finding slope between 2 points. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 has f of x equals x squared plus 4x. G of x has negative 5x minus 3. And then it says find f of negative 6 and g of negative 2. So how function notation works is you have a name of the function here telling you which function to plug it into. And then the negative 6 is what you're going to plug in to the x. Since this is f of negative 6, I will use the f function and plug in negative 6. This is g of negative 2, so I'm going to use the g function and plug in negative 2 in for x. So let's do the first one, f of negative 6. F of negative 6 equals, I'm going to plug in negative 6 in for x, so negative 6 squared plus 4 times negative 6. Now, negative 6 squared, negative 6 times negative 6 is 36. And 4 times negative 6 is negative 24, so minus 24. So, f of negative 6 equals 36 minus 24, which is 12. And that's it for f of negative 6. Now g of negative 2. So g of negative 2 equals negative 5 times negative 2, because I'm plugging in negative 2 in for x, minus 3. Now, negative 5 times negative 2 is positive 10, minus 3. So g of negative 2 equals 10 minus 3, which is 7. And that's how you do function notation. That's the first outcome, outcome number 18, that's on the quiz. Or, sorry, outcome number 17, that's on the quiz. Now dealing with slope. When dealing with slope, it's important to know the formula. The formula for slope is y minus y over x minus x. So simply, all you do is subtract your y's and put them over the subtraction of your x's. So, subtracting my y's is 6 minus a negative 5 over 3, and x's, sorry, here's the x's, 3 minus a negative 2. The double negatives will change to positives, giving you 6 plus 5, which is 11, over 3 plus 2, which is 5. Now, we cannot simplify this fraction, therefore, this is our answer. Our slope is 11 over 5. Moving on to number 3. Number 3, again, the formula is m equals y minus y over x minus x. Plugging in our numbers, subtracting our y's, I have 2 minus 4 over, subtracting our x's, negative 7 minus a negative 7. The double negative on the bottom will change to a positive. So 2 minus 4 is negative 2. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0. Now if you remember from the last class, you should understand that we cannot divide by 0. Okay, dividing by 0 is the same thing as asking to divide something into 0 pieces, which is impossible. Okay, you cannot have 0 in the denominator. So, dividing by 0, since it's impossible, we have a slope that is for impossible slopes, which is called undefined. The slope actually doesn't exist, so it's undefined. Now, number 4. Same thing. Y minus y over x minus x. Subtracting our y's, I have negative. That's not a negative. So I can erase that. Negative 4 minus negative 4 over, subtracting our x's, which is 8 minus negative 8. The double negatives will change to a positive. Negative 4 plus 4 is 0 over 8 plus 8, which is 16. Now 0 over 16 is a real number. If you divide that in your calculator, 0 over 16 just simply equals 0. It's a real number. And it's not undefined because it's a real slope. Okay? A zero slope would look just like this, a straight line straight across. Okay? And that's how you do that. Okay? Hopefully you are ready for your quiz. That's outcomes number 17 and 18, which are on the quiz today.